Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match, an important one here for South Africa and Argentina. This will determine who finishes where on the pool stages. South Africa looking very strong in their starting lineup. Oosthuizen, Visa, Rubela, Davids, Van Wyk, Blood, and Duarte. Whereas Argentina, Schultz, Gonzalez, Isgro, Rival, Isachuk, Vitterfeld, and Fraga. But the kickoff, it's going to be Argentina going from right to left, and they've retained their kickoff up until Selvin Davids was able to steal it. He puts it into touch, though, and he does look disappointed with his efforts there. And the line out will be going the way of Argentina, so a crucial one early on. Now, I will mention this match is the one that is just before a massive clash between Fiji and Samoa. Going to be absolutely awesome seeing that one, and that too could determine some rankings in their group. But it is going to be Argentina now with this ball going off to the left-hand side. Nicely stepped, but 40 meters out from the line. Los Pumas Sevens trying to break through. And this will be a massive upset. They are able to get themselves the win, although they've done it before up against South Africa. So maybe not as big of an upset as some would think. But Luciano Gonzalez, almost a little knock on the ground. Hermain Schultz starts to get close. Big clean out on MP Visa. And it's going to be the quick tap taken, not on the mark, though, for Luciano Gonzalez. So he will have to go back, tap it again, and he's done just that now, going off to the right-hand side. Gaston Ravel. I should mention a massive inclusion for the Argentines, and that is Marcos Maneta coming off the bench later on in this fixture. We saw him score earlier on in the day. Argentina, another penalty. This time against South Africa for offside. Hermain Schultz takes the quick tap, ball on the inside to Isgro, and that will be his first try of the contest. Who do you think is going to win, says Jason? I think, to be honest, Argentina, they're looking pretty strong. Even before this match, we did see them get themselves a nice victory. But I'll go South Africa by 3. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. See his spacebar. Yeah, we're getting close to the big matches. At the moment, this one's certainly a big one between these two sides. And then we've got the Samoa versus Fiji derby we're going to get to see straight after this game. I think it's going to be full of action. I wouldn't be surprised if these two sides are split by less than 5. All the Argentine students actually playing a little bit of rugby over here while they're on exchange. It's quite interesting because, like the commentators were saying earlier on, they never used to do that for schools and everything along those lines. But yeah, you get yourself a trip all the way over to New Zealand to then get to watch some rugby, play some rugby, and also do a bit of schooling at the same time. And also, I'll go for South Africa by 2, says Jason. Going to be kicked off high by Gaston Ravel. Nicely taken by Van Wyk. Man who got a hat trick in the first match. Ryan stays with the clean out. Now Selvin Davids goes off to his right-hand side. Ricardo James Duarte linking up quite nicely now. South Africa making limited changes in their starting lineup for every match. In fact, they haven't changed what their starting lineup is. So you wonder if that's because they want to find consistency or whether they've got some sort of tactic which involves unleashing those other players later on in the competition. Like Zane Davids has gone from a starter in last year's competition to now he struggles to get game time, which is quite unfortunate for him. Saviwe Soyuz-Wapi as well, coming off the bench rather than starting. That is due to the pace that Shilton Van Wyk is able to offer to the Blitzboks. Going over the top to Christy Rubler now. Passed off to Selvin Davids. Wide cutout pass. Shilton Van Wyk, speaking of that pace, it's not going to have the chance yet. Delvin Blood actually foot trips himself and does end up falling on the halfway line now. Christy Rubler once again going off to Duarte. Short pass to Ryan Oosthuizen. It's good defense so far from Argentina. Duarte just waiting for that chance, and he's going to break through. Boom! Breaks off Gaston Ravel. Found the offload. Let's cut straight back into him, though, which is an interesting one. Duarte able to play halfback now. Ryan Oosthuizen goes wide. Quick hands. Little bit of an awkward bounce for Shilton Van Wyk. Has to go back about 20 meters to be able to regather that one. Big shot. And I was going to Hamish, watched about 6 minutes of Jim Jeffries. Hilarious, it was his opinion of gun control. Good watch. Says John. Now Selvin Davids almost through. And Delvin Blood will score the first try of the match for South Africa. Yeah, there are some good comedians around. I've gone from, as some of you will know, my video of choice for some reason was watching random people like who would just go to an island and fish and survive for like 2 days with a GoPro. That was my category for a little while, but now I'm on to like stand-up comedy for a bit. So I'll have to give it a look. Nicely done by Delvin Blood. The ball on the outside. Very good player. Delvin Blood hasn't had too many opportunities for the Blitzboks. That kick has bounced off the post and gone over. You take him any way you can get him. Like they've said, 7 each in Pool D. At the moment, South Africa sitting on 8 points with the points differential of plus 36. So they theoretically, for a draw, would go through as first place team, which more than likely means they'll be facing Fiji. Not an easy game. You almost don't want to have to face Fiji in a quarterfinal. I think these sides would much prefer France, but it's hard to say. That one's gone into touch, not quite spinning the way that they would have liked. Selvin Davids did manage to just get at the 10 meters that he needed. Argentina with the line out throw now. It will be Gaston Ravol. One of the keys for Argentina throughout the past couple years, including that performance that they did have at the Olympics a while ago. He was one of the keys, even though he got a red card. Still, for the time he was on the field, was handy enough. Now, Ravol goes off to the side. It's kicked in behind by Argentina, looking for what would be a 50-22, but I don't think they have that in sevens. Definitely not when you kick the ball out on the floor like he just did. They will be going right back to where he kicked it from. It would have been a good territory builder. I think that was Santiago Verafeld. Argentina have not topped their pool in New Zealand since 2008. So that's why they do need this victory. And also 7 apiece now. Yes, stand-up comedy. Hilarious. Stuart Francis, the king of puns. He's a good watch as well. Says John there. El Ricardo James Doherty. Ready to throw this one in. Goes to the front to Orion Ustahazen now. Sevebe Suyaswapi will not be out on the field yet, but I'm sure he's watching closely, waiting for Shilton Van Vick, who has just received the ball. Give him the chance late in the contest because he absolutely loves playing Argentina from the sound of a nice big run on Christy Rubala. Oh, they've called it a high tackle. Ending up riding around the neck region. Now Ryan Ustahazen taking the quick tap. Good step there, close to the touchline. MP Visa breaks through. Only a metre short. Ryan Ustahazen just needs to fight a teammate. He gets it to Grobela, and he gets it over the line. And it looks like Luciano Gonzalez might have a bit of a head knock there. And also just finished watching you and George play Guess Who at night in a haunted park. Hilarious. Hamish says, David, glad you enjoyed that one. It was George's idea. And I think I just said, oh, yeah, yep, fair enough. We'll do that then. Anyone wondering about the video that David is referencing, here is a link if you do want to watch it straight after the live stream. Although, straight after the live stream, we do a Samoa versus Fiji. So I might have to put the link on that live stream as well for you guys who do want to watch it. It's going to stay low and left. So that will be the end of the half. 12 points to 7. So the referee just having a bit of a chat there with Azachuk, who was complaining about something in the breakdown. They are just showing India versus New Zealand, of course, for the cricket coming up in the near future at 9 p.m. By 9, though, we will be sleeping, believe it or not. Got a nice early night so that I can get up for Quins versus Sharks that has taken place at 2 a.m. Then I'll be going back to sleep at about 4:30 a.m. and then doing the whole day of sevens. Or a majority of the day anyway. We'll end up doing all our thumbnails and everything probably after the final match, which I think finishes at about 8:30. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting one because I'm either going to schedule them tonight or I'm going to schedule them tomorrow at a random hour in the morning. I think more than likely tonight, though, just to make it slightly easier. Also, we have there David with the fire and that one. Currently halftime in this contest. South Africa sitting on 12, 7-4 Argentina. Now, Argentina, they were the first team to score in this contest, so there's a good chance that they could go out there and do the same thing at the start of the second half. But they've got to try and apply a little bit more pressure. I think they're giving South Africa too much breathing room to be able to charge around and kind of make the most of their opportunities when they get them. They tried that kicking behind from Vitterfeld. It wasn't a terrible attempt. And also, we go, yeah, I have no doubts that was George's idea. Yep. And he's got quite the list of random ones that he wants to tick off as well. So maybe could have a few more going up on that Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel in the near future. But currently 12 minutes away, Samoa and Fiji. What some people will call one of the biggest matches of group stages in quite some time. Although New Zealand Samoa is pretty big, but I think Fiji Samoa is just that little bit bigger due to the rivalry that those two sides have. The Pacific nations head to head. Selvin Davids about to get us underway for the second 7 minutes in Hamilton. The sun is out. It looks like an absolutely beautiful day. Crowd starting to pile in as well quite nicely. Brilliantly taken by a Verafel just outside of his 22. In fact, it was Fraha. Now quick hands. Doing well there, Argentina, and they had to make sure that they got it right. It's going to be a bit of a foot race. Tries to pin the ears back. Duarte, can he catch him? He's just missed him, but he slowed him down enough that the ball became available. That's playing the ball on the ground. I would have thought almost became a penalty. No, it's going to go the penalty for Argentina who take the quick tap. Now looking for the offload. Verafeld, I think. What's the knock on? No. Just managed to keep it to the ground, and he goes through the side. Luciano Gonzalez goes through, scores the try, and that will now make the score 12 points for both sides. And also going to gap it for the people. Try to get back on a bit later on. See you later, says John. We will see you later on, John. Hope that the Memphis Grizzlies end up going all right. Just showing the desperation from the South African defence trying to stop this unit. It was Verafeld down the wing, but Luciano Gonzalez, he scored it, converted, and now they sit with a 2-point lead going into the last 6 minutes of this game. Now, I am very curious about this because if you're Argentina and South Africa, who would you rather play, Fiji or Samoa, if those are the top two teams? Or would you rather play Fiji or France as the other side of the draw? Because that's what it looks like it's going to be setting up for at the moment. Two massive clashes in the quarters. That's not going to go 10 meters. And that's going to go back to the halfway line. The last thing that Argentina wanted there in Gaston Raval, you can see how frustrated he is with how that's gone. South Africa, they've called the scrum on the halfway line. You'd assume that this is where we might see Saviwe Soyas Wapi make his way out onto the field. I would assume for Shilton van Veek if I was in charge, which I'm not, so they probably won't do that. Okay, instead it is actually going to be, okay, Duarte, he is coming off the field. Barron's coming on. I believe there was another sub made in the back line as well, so that is the other one. Gaston Raval, he's going to be subbed there after not being able to kick at the 10 meters. So he's disappointed with how that one has turned out from the last play of his day, or the last play of his game anyway. Now it's going to be a loose ball. South Africa jump on it. Do you see that Sean Williams actually now out there on the field? I don't believe Saviwe Soyas Wapi is there yet, but Zane Davids is a big man. Reinus de Hazen goes back across the left-hand side. Here comes Barron. Not able to quite pierce that Argentine defence. It's a great tackle made by their replacement, Pilandri, or Palandini, I believe it is. Now Zane Davids, he's had a juggle. And Marcos Moneta, now in space. What can he do? Got pace for days. Tries to go around. Great tackle made. Looks for the offload. Argentina just able to jump onto it. And Selvin Davids furious that he wasn't able to turn that ball over. Moneta again tries to go around the side. It's going to cost his team the ball. The penalty goes the way of the South Africans. And it just seems to be that one play could change this game for both of these sides. Marcos Moneta, I think, is the game changer for Argentina. And Selvin Davids, definitely the game changer for the South Africans, because he was able to not just make one tackle there. He then got to his feet, got the turnover for the next breakdown, and had like no time to rest, but still was able to put in a very good shift and shift the momentum for the Blitzboks. 3.5 minutes left in the second half currently. South Africa down by 2 points. Crowd in attendance hoping to see maybe a few more tries throughout this contest, and then they've got the next match, which is going to be the big one between Fiji and Samoa. Southern Hemisphere owns Sevens Rugby, says Spacebar. Now 3.5, like I mentioned, Barron about to put the ball in, a little bit of a wobbly scrum, and it's turned over, or is it? Oh, it's gone out the same tunnel, they've said, so they have to go again for the scrum. Little bit of luck there for South Africa, as that was not a clean scrum feed. Keep the gap, please, says the ref, and he said it in quite an angry way as well. He didn't just say, keep the gap, please. He kind of went, keep the gap, please. There was emphasis on certain words. That's going to now, oh, that was a clean steal by Argentina, but they didn't end up with the ball. Instead, Zane Davids just bulldozed his way through the middle of the scrum, kicked him behind, well read by, I believe that was number 7 for them. I believe that is Lavajan. And the penalty goes the way of South Africa again. Taking the quick tap, not on the mark. Barron will be disappointed with that, but now 2.5 minutes left. This clock just keeps on ticking over. It's that little bit quicker. Ryan Ustays, and he's actually apologized for that one. He's not happy with the way that it came off his foot. Penalties conceded, 3 apiece in this game. Selvin Davids takes the quick tap. Now South Africa numbers on the outside, but instead they go short to Zane Davids. The bulldozer wrestled onto his back, but still managed to get the ball down. Like a turtle, he was going to need help to flip back over, but got the ball down, which was the main thing. Zane Davids, the tank. I always say, I'm surprised he doesn't get more starts. Zane David. Almost juggled it out of his hands, but then ended up onto his back. Good work from Azachuk to almost stop Davids of getting that ball down. Now Selvin Davids, he's missed the kick. We're in a 3-point contest, ladies and gentlemen, but South Africa this time now in the lead. This is for a spot to take on Fiji, Samoa, or France. It's not going to be an easy one. That is for sure. And the slight disadvantage is after Fiji versus Samoa, we have to wait a bit longer to see if Kenya and France, who wins that game. So if France win it, they'll be through. That is if Samoa beat Fiji, though. Now, going to be available. No clear release. Argentina get the penalty. 40 seconds left on the clock. This is where you need someone like a Raval, but he has actually gone off the field, which now means these young players have to make some big decisions. It looks like they want to go for the set piece. So Palanandini will kick this one out. It's the main thing. If you don't get it out there, then you're in a lot of trouble for a counter-attacking chance. 3 points difference between these two sides. The last chance, like they've said, for Argentina to be able to go in and get themselves a win over the Blitzboks, a huge momentum builder. But do you want to finish first? That's the big one. It's going to be thrown in, not straight at all, but they've said it straight enough. Argentina, they'll get away with that one. I would have said probably a little bit wonkier than they would have liked. That's the full-time siren. Now Argentina, they're looking to attack here. Wide cutout pass. Well taken. Marcus Maneta has 4 South Africans charging across. All they've got to do is get this ball into touch. It's a penalty to South Africa. Why did you rubber it there rather than just running it? South Africa take the tap. They kick it into touch. The thing is, though, if now South Africa has to play Fiji, was that strategic from Marcus Maneta? I don't think he realised it, but he might have just saved them a hiding in the semi or the hiding in the quarterfinal, perhaps. Now they'll get to play up against France or Samoa. Samoa, a bit of their bogey team, so if it's France, it'll be decent for them. But nonetheless, we will be transferring over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen, which has taken place in a very short moment. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Damn, this is wild, says Spacebar, and it's only going to get wild because we have got the Pacific Island battle just around the corner. I'll see you all in a minute.